Hello, gossipers, and welcome to Gossip in the Dark with Sharona. We're talking Jaleel White, aka Steve Urkel, and his new memoir, Growing Up Urkel.
All stories alleged. For gossip and entertainment only. Let's do this.
So, gossipers, we're going to read this article from The Root, and it's telling the five wildest revelations from Jaleel White's new memoir, Growing Up Urkel. So, he's not the only one. Keke Palmer, she just came out with her memoir, and these are young people. Kiki's what, 31? This is a conclusion, not a conclusion. This is part two for Kiki. I don't know when, if it's something she's doing every 10 years, but her first book was at the age of 21. Now she's 31. Young, as I said, to be talking about life, memoir. And now we have Jaleel White with him having his own book. Now he's on the circuit route, meaning he's going around promoting his book, saying what can be said, because of course when you write a book you don't want to give it all away, because one of the reasons why it's business, you want to make money from what you're publishing. So we're going to read this article, and it says it's the five wildest revelations from his book. So I guess this is a spoiler, so just heads up, if you don't want to hear it and you're going to read the book, then I wouldn't continue to listen. But if you're like me, it's like, just someone break it down for me. We're going to do this read. So it says, the treatment of child stars has been a hot topic lately. One of TV's most famous child stars, Jaleel White, is shedding light on the details of his experience in his new memoir, Growing Up Urkel. The Family Matters star revealed several surprising stories about his time on the popular ABC comedy, as well as his life in the spotlight and his relationships with his former co-stars. Keep in mind that most memories... let's do that again. Keep in mind that, like most memories, these stories are all from White's point of view, so it's up to you how you feel about them. So they're telling you that he's telling his story, what is considered his truth, and there's no one to rebuff or rebuttal what he might say, which for him is the truth, and probably for them it's not. So it says his promotional tour has provided shocking insight into the behind-the-scenes drama on the series. To save you a little bit of time and internet searching, we've gathered some of the most surprising revelations from Jaleel White Growing Up Urkel. So the first revelation is he almost played the Cosby Show's Rudy. So as you know, Keisha Knight Pulliam, she got that role. So let's hear what he says. It says, during an interview with the Breakfast Club, he was on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne, DJ Envy, and Jess with the mess, morning talk show, radio talk show. So it says, during an interview with the Breakfast Club, he discussed how the role of Rudy came down to him and Keisha Knight Pulliam, hinting that Bill Cosby wanted the character to be a girl, while the network wanted a boy. Losing out on the role when he was just 7 years old devastated him, but obviously everything worked out for the best. So he's saying Bill Cosby wanted a girl while the network wanted a boy. He was 7 years old, and of course it's going to be devastated. He's a child. I don't get how parents, you know what? I don't want to put blame on parents, but at such a young age, I guess people might say that's a learning, that's how they learn. with if you're not always great at something, so it's a learning experience for them. As a 7-year old child, it's, that's a lot to put on them as far as learning goes. Yes, eventually they will have to learn it, but when it's a competition thing where you're going up against someone else, it can be devastating, because then that child is thinking, I was not good enough, I didn't do my best, when the child, think they did, but it did not work out that way. So, anyways, let's go to the other one. Number 2 is Urkel costume needed adjustments. Okay. If you remember Steve Urkel, he loved the suspenders, those pants that were so high, and I call it the Michael Jackson look, where you could see the socks and the shoes. So it says, growing up in front of the world comes with some unexpected challenges. For White, that involved his wardrobe. With the show in its 8th season, network executives needed to find a way to hide some of the more mature aspects of his body. Oh my gosh. They switched the character from jeans to khakis and eliminated his suspenders. Now, Jaleel is saying the reason why that was done is because he writes in the book that executives reportedly said, "Oh, and it's getting a bit comfortable watching him in tight jeans. There's a bulge." Okay, so he's saying the executive noticed this is a growing man now, and he has a bulge, and Urkel is geared towards young kids and nerds at that time, but of course nerds and kids have to grow up. So for them to say they couldn't show the bulge because they had to protect the brand of Urkel for kids, I mean, this man was growing anyway. So that's it. Number 2 is they got to get rid of the bulge. Okay, number 3, being Steve Urkel took a physical toll on him. Wow. In addition to the long-term damage that the character's nasally voice did to his own vocal cords, White also suffered through the constant bruises caused by Steve's physical comedy craziness. He also couldn't change his look up, as he had to maintain the character's nerdy teen appeal, even as he hit his early 20s in the series' final season. That's true. So the Steve Urkel voice, that was a voice that he created. So of course it's going to take a toll on your natural voice. And like he said, he's 20 at this moment. So of course his appearance is going to change. His character had to keep that nerdy teen appeal. Wow. So what was that? Number 3, number 4, he and Will Smith had a falling out. Oh my gosh. Now this is something people can take and run with, if you know what I mean. But I won't go there. Let's hear what Jaleel has to say about that. White pitched an idea to Will Smith's production company, but things ended up not working out. Apparently, this strained their relationship, and the Urkel actor didn't have the courage to call the rapper actor and fix things. Okay. Will was becoming such a big star so fast that I didn't have the nerve to call his phone myself months later and ask, "Hey man, why'd you fire me from your head of TV? Hey man, why'd you fire me from your head of TV?" My agent said there was no deal to be made. They're offering me this show at UPN, and I know in my heart this premise is weaker than ours. So let's read that again. Okay, big star. Hey man, head of TV. My agent says there's no deal to be made. They're offering me this show at UPN, and I know in my heart this premise is weaker than ours. So it sounds like he, as he said, pitched a show to Will, but Will did not accept it. There was no deal made to it. So instead, he went to a UPN show, which was, it could not live up to the show, I guess, what he wanted to pitch to Will Smith. That's what it sounds like. And during that time, Will was, blowing up, blowing up. So let's see, Rudy, Adjustment, Urkel, Will, that's four. Now let's see, hours. Now he's older, he sees things differently and writes about how he always saw the Oscar winner's potential for stardom. Okay. Number five. Well, there's six. Didn't they say five? The five wildest. I can count, right? One, two, three, four, five. Okay, there's six people. Gossipers. Oh my god, gossipers. Okay. This is number five. His infamous feud with Jo Marie Payton, and Jo Marie Payton played his mom. Jo Marie Payton left the role of Harriet Winslow in Family Matters' final season after she and White allegedly almost got into a fight. Wow. In recent years, she's expressed a desire to move on from the incident, and he once again denied that it ever happened on The Breakfast Club. In the book, he addresses rumors that he was difficult while also noting that Payton was frequently tardy. Oh, shoot. He even mentions a time that she was late for a table read because she had car trouble and had to switch vehicles. Whenever I hear in interviews 30 years after the fact the different ways in which I might have been a difficult co-star, it's safe to say I never held up any table readings because I had to go back home and get my other Mercedes, he writes in the memoir. Oh my gosh. It's safe to say these two may not be able to get past their differences and find a path to a reunion. Jaleel White on how Steve Urkel saved Family Matters, Black Hollywood Dynamic, Bullies, Bulges, and more. So yes, Steve Urkel, the character, did make that show. He's still friends with Darius McCrary and Kelly Williams, who played Laura Winslow, his love interest, who Steve wanted, but he didn't get her as Steve. He got her as Stefan. And Darius, who played, who did Darius play? Oh gosh, I can't remember his name, but anyways, since they grew up together and went through puberty together, White is still close friends with his former co-stars Darius McCrary and Kelly Williams. They keep their hangouts low-key so they don't get mobbed by fans, but they were two people that he definitely checked in with as he was revealing certain stories in the book. The general public is always going to see Steve Urkel, Carl, and Laura. Okay, Darius played Carl as, no, Steve Carl. No, he was Eddie. So, oh, why did he say Carl? Carl is the dad. That has to be a mistake, a typo. So it should be the general public is always going to see Steve, Eddie, and Laura. I changed it because they have Carl there as the triumvirate. I have no idea what that word is. Triumvirate. For me, I'm always going to see me, Kelly, and Darius as the, I guess, main person that was our childhood. White told US Weekly, we were very much linked to each other in adolescence and in our puberty years. So I don't really need to talk to anybody beyond those two and Brighton McClure. So Brighton played little oh shoot, I can't remember his character. He was the son. If you're curious about the rest of White's Family Matters secrets, Grow Up Urkel is out now. So the book is out now if you wanna go and see what else he has to say. But those were the top 5 takeaways. So let me just break down, or number 6, I count 6. So the first one was he almost played Rudy, then he had to adjust his uniform because he was bulging. Steve Urkel, the voice that took a toll on his vocal cord. Will Smith, a falling out. I wouldn't say that was a falling out. They just didn't see eye to eye with a sitcom he wanted to do. His feud with his on-air mom, Jo Marie Payton, he says because she's very tardy, late, and he's still friends with Darius and Kelly, who played Eddie and Laura Winslow. So, gossipers, what are your thoughts on these six revelations? And until next time, gossipers, please like, share, subscribe. Let's grow our channel, I should say. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Steve Urkel, Jaleel White, his book is called Growing Up Urkel. And he named his book Growing Up Urkel. And if he was annoyed at playing that character made him who he is. And to write a book to mention the character again, it shows that even though he does not like it, people recognize him as Urkel, and he should find a way how to make money as Urkel while doing other stuff, if you get what I'm saying. So thank you, gossipers, again for listening and watching.